Linda! Linda, why don't you let Fetch go? Any player would want a fresh start after what he has been through.
Fine. First bid I get of 20 million or more.
Nobody's going to pay that
First the monkey, now the organ grinder.
This has gone on long enough, Fletch. You're losing everybody's sympathy.
And you'd know all about sympathy, wouldn't you?
One call to the press saying you're on strike. What club's going to come in for you then?
If you want to play day, that's fine.
What are you doing?
I'm going for my shower. You want to come? No? Well, fine. Because I don't have much time if I'm going to make training.
Thank you.
But you're going to wish I hadn't.
Oh, and why is that then?
Now that would be telling. The element of surprise is always important during a war. Don't you think? Oh, and bung that bowl in the dishwasher on your way out. There's a good girl.
We're in 2 cup competitions, but we're sinking like a stone in the league. Now we need Europe next season, and if I don't get more firepower, then we will never achieve it. Also, my ankle is still not right. We need another striker at least.
Yeah, I know this. I've already spoken about it to Sam.
Yes, but the European transfer window closes next week. We have to move fast. In fact, I have.
I couldn't agree more, which is why I put some feelers out. Bobby Smith wants to move further south, and I reckon he might just be in your price range.
I can get Curtis Alexander.
Of course you can. And why don't you link him up with Vieira in midfield?
Curtis and I are all friends from Paris Saint-Germain. He's keen to move back to the Premiership. In fact, he's in London right now and has agreed to come to dinner tonight, if you are free.
You'll never be able to afford him.
My God! Curtis, big man! How you doing? I'm good. Very good. Linda Block, this is Curtis Alexander.
Pleasure to meet you, Curtis.
Nice to meet you. Please.
Thanks.
Drinks.
Why not? Monday tells me you're keen to come to Harchester.
It's a good club. And I hear you have a good manager.
Obviously, we're in 3 competitions, so we've got a stretched squad. But we like to play attractive football, and a striker of your calibre would be a great asset.
But it's not only one striker you need. You need 2. My brother Linton wants back in the game. If I come, I want him to come too.
Curtis Alexander, how are you?
Jamie Parker, looking good, mate.
Bottle of your best champagne.
How long's it been?
About 2 years now.
Yeah, I see you're on the full squad. You think you'll go to Japan?
I'm trying my best to sort out this isn't it?
Very true.
I really am tired, you know, Dad.
So, why didn't you tell me you were pregnant? Or do I really need to ask?
No, it's not what you think. It's Jamie's baby. Just wanted to keep it quiet for a while, that's all.
You didn't tell me his brother was part of the deal.
I didn't know.
You know Linton's history.
He's a nut. He was a good player, but a very disruptive influence, which is why he's been out of the game. He got really nasty at Juventus.
You're not thinking of coming here, are you?
Hey, you know Paris, it's all dull.
Yeah.
Harchester on the other hand now. Oh, listen, don't want to be too antisocial. Good to see you, mate.
Yeah, you too. You take care, okay? See you later.
Nice.
Jamie, you're celebrating something?
Yeah, family stuff.
Sorry I seem to have put such a dampener on the evening.
Well, Curtis, you know we are very keen to have you. It is just that Linton is...
Look, I know what you're thinking, but just hear me out. He's sorted now, I promise you. And he's been training with Leighton Oil for the past 3 months. He needs to be back where he should be. Playing first-class football.
Yes, but it wasn't so long ago that Linton was seriously off the rails. What has changed?
He's clean now. All that's in the past, believe me.
I'm sorry, Curtis. Look, I hope this isn't a deal breaker, but we're really only looking for 1 player. I just hope that's you. I think I'll leave you to think it over. Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Block.
I'll speak to you tomorrow, Monday.
Bye.
Mrs. Block, Carl Fletcher's here to see you with a lawyer.
Send him in, Sandra.
Morning, Linda.
What's this about, Carl? Why aren't you in training?
I'm here on behalf of my client, Gary Peggs.
What are you talking about?
This here is a preliminary letter of agreement. This is my lawyer, Eddie Solomon, and I'll have a formal contract drawn up by tomorrow.
You can't be an agent. You're not bonded.
No, but I am.
And as such, is here to witness initial discussions between you and I over Gary's contract.
Don't do this, Fletch. You want to fight me, fine. But don't involve Gary Peggs into it. It's not fair.
I think you'll find you're the one not being fair to my client.
And I think you'll find that Gary Peggs' contract was negotiated by the PFA. So I'm afraid you've had a wasted journey.
Actually, his contract's up this summer. So he's perfectly within his rights to start looking for another club. Now, if he won't negotiate with me, I'm sure there are plenty of others who will.
This is ridiculous. I'm not discussing it any further.
Suit yourself.
Mrs. Solomon? Like a coffee, Gary? Andy?
Yeah. Actually, no. I'm sorry, I'll have to decline on that.
OK, we're fine, thanks, Sandra. You've been playing very well this season, Gary. And I was just thinking, it's about time we discussed your contract.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to talk to my agent, Carl Fletcher.
Well, I'm sure we can work out some good terms with the PFA. Maybe nudge your basic up to 4 figures.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to talk to my agent.
Do you think it's going to rain today, Gary?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, but you're going to...
Gary, you've been most helpful. You can go now.
Bye.
Damn him, I will not be walked over anymore, Andy. Now, you're his PFA rep. What's my position here?
Well, if we won't negotiate, you stand to lose the lad on the cheap.
Looks like you've got no option, Linda. You're going to have to talk to Carl Fletcher.
Carl? Perhaps you'd like to ask your client to wait outside. Mr. Solomon's already here.
Let the games begin.
Any chance of a latte, Claudia?
Right, I thought we'd start with the basic. 8 grand a week.
Don't be silly, Carl.
Come on, Linda. You know what he means to this club. 18, he's already played in the first team and scored goals.
2.5.
7.
3.5 and bonuses.
5.5 and bonuses.
Forget it.
No, you forget it. If you're not prepared to offer 5 grand a week, basic, then this meeting is at an end.
Carl, it's unrealistic. We have a pay structure, and I'm not willing to offset the balance sheet in the dressing room just for the sake of one player.
It's 5 grand or goodbye. With the team bonuses he already gets, plus loyalty bonus, that's $500,000. Plus appearance fees, that's 5 grand a match. Basic going up 10% next season. That is my final offer.
Well, then I'll have to work on these figures, won't I?
Of course. But we're provisionally agreed. Yes?
Provisionally.
What would you say to 3 grand a week?
3 grand?
Yeah, sorry, mate, I couldn't get that, I'm afraid.
Well, how much did you get then?
How does 5 grand grab ya? Gary Peggs, as of today, you can afford yourself a Lotus. Or 3.
5 grand a week? Oh, mate, I don't believe it.
Well, believe it, baby.
Oh, mate, you're the greatest.
I think this calls for a drink, don't you? An expensive one for that, and you're paying.
Oh, Claudia, leave the latte, darling. It's a bit complicated for you.
Son of a... Oh, good.
I have some great news.
Do you? Is it worth more than £5,000 a week?
Sorry?
Well, that's how much Carl Fletcher forced me into paying Gary Peggs.
I don't understand.
No, I don't think you do. You see, Monday, as manager, I expect you to know what's going on in the dressing room as well as on the pitch. Like when players decide to become agents. Anyway. Come on, then. Cheer me up. What's your great news?
Both Curtis and Linton Alexander will be with us on Monday.
What?
I talked to him. I saw him train. He's in good shape.
I don't care if he scores a hat-trick doing a handstand. I choose who comes to play at this club Monday. And Linton Alexander is not on my list.
But Linda, I have already agreed this. If we don't take Linton on a week's trial, we don't get Curtis.
Fine, we'll give him a week's free training. But after that, that's it, he's out. Now, have you got any more great news for me?
No.
Good. Because I've got to get on and balance the budgets. What is it this time, Carl? Come to tell me you're a candidate for mayor. Thanks, Sandra.
Actually, no. I've come to talk about my new client, Danny Rawsthorne. And he won't be the last, believe me.
I've just about had enough of this, Fletch. I will not be held to ransom over any more of my players. And until I hear differently, Jeff Stein still represents Danny Rawsthorne. Now get out.
I'll wait for your call then. Oh, by the way, here's my bill for damages.
You what?
Estimated loss of earnings during my little stay at Her Majesty's pleasure, plus compensation for all the stress I've endured over the past 6 months. With a trial and everything, I think $1 million's very reasonable, don't you? It doesn't have to be like this, Linda. Just let me go, and I'll take it back. I'll leave Danny alone, and you'll never have to see me again.
No, Carl. I won't let you go.
Fine. Have it your way. But look what I achieved in just 48 hours. Imagine how much worse it's gonna get.
Are they always this late?
I'm sure they'll be along in a minute.
Don't forget which brother we're after here, yeah? And it's not that one.
Hey, big guy. All alone?
Yeah, Kurt's will be along later. Flight delay or something. Still, the best part of the deal is right here.
Linton Alexander, this is Linda Block, Chief Executive.
Welcome to Harchester, Linton.
Mrs. Block, I can't thank you enough for this opportunity.
Linda? Sorry to interrupt, but I thought you should see this straight away.
Look, we better show our face at the training ground, okay?
Okay.
Get Jeff Steiner in here immediately.
Nice to make your acquaintance, Mrs. B.
What the hell do you think you're playing at? And since when are you Carl Fletcher's agent?
Does that matter? I am, and I'm doing my
So
job.
your job description now includes touting contracted players around other clubs, does it?
It was my understanding that Carl Fletcher put in a transfer request.
He's not for sale, Jeff. Now, if you value your association with this club, you'll make Barcelona go away. How many of our first-team regulars have you got on your books? I'll tell you. 7. That's roughly £35 million worth of business we put your way over the last couple of years, Jeff. You owe us. And how do you think your clients are going to feel, eh? When we refuse to deal with you next time they want their contracts negotiated. Life can be very tough for an agent without clout, Jeff. You know that.
Why do you want to keep Fletch so badly?
How much do you think I'd get for him at his age? 3, maybe 4 million tops. And a quality replacement in the current climate would set me back, say, 12 million. I don't know, Jeff. You do the maths.
So you've been active on the transfer market?
Yeah. We deal with more than one agent. Now, Carl Fletcher, I want your word that all these offers are going to evaporate in the next few days. I don't care what it takes. Good. I'm afraid $35,000 a week is the best I can do, Mr. Keach. It still makes Curtis our highest paid player by a mile, with all his bonuses.
With all due respect, Mrs. Block, we are talking about someone who almost beat Zidane as European Footballer of the Year. I think we're way off the mark, especially on the bonuses.
What do you think, Curtis?
How's Linton doing?
I think he's doing his first training session this morning.
You'll be impressed.
You have a bonus deal at Paris Saint-Germain.
Sounds good. Whatever. We'll go for it. Let's do it. Do it.
Great. Right, well, I'll get the paperwork drawn up by tomorrow afternoon. We need to get moving on this. I want him on board before the UEFA deadline, day after tomorrow. Yeah? Oh, Stevie, did we have an appointment? Claudia didn't mention it.
There was no one out there, so I thought I'd just knock. If you're busy, I can...
No, I can spare 5 minutes. What is it? Sit down.
It's... Linton Alexander.
What?
He shouldn't be here. He's trouble.
On what grounds are you basing this?
I know him. From before.
So?
He's a nutter.
He had a breakdown, Stevie. He lost his son in that accident, you know.
You don't understand. That wasn't a one-off. It's in him. He's a bad influence.
Stevie, I really don't have time for this. Look, he's on a week's trial as a favour to his brother. Now, if you've got a problem with that, take it up with your manager. If you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Come in.
You wanted to see me?
Yeah. Thanks, Monday. I'm a little bit concerned about Curtis Alexander.
Why, was there a problem at the meeting?
Well, yes and no. He still wants to join us. In fact, he's very keen.
Good. So what is the problem?
How was Linton in training this morning?
Well, he made a good start. And when Curtis arrives, it will all come together.
Yeah. Curtis accepted my first offer. He ignored his agent.
Well, from everything he has said, they're very keen to play together.
Yeah, but money wasn't even an issue.
And so the problem is, we are getting a good deal.
Yeah, I suppose when you put it like that, it does sound a bit strange.
You know, everything is going to work out. Now I must get back to my office. Lots of calls to make.
Yeah. Sorry, Monday. I guess I'm just not used to negotiations going so easily.
Okay.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks, eh? Yo, everybody. I'd like to meet my younger brother. This is Curtis. Is that me, mate? Yeah?
How you doing, man? You're right. Wicked, nice. You right? Yeah, I'm alright, mate.
You wouldn't mind signing that, would you?
Yeah, sure, man.
Alright. Anyone got a pen?
I want this back. It's not some cheap biro, you know?
Saddle.
So, you're going to stick around for a little game?
Bro, come on.
Come on, man. You've got to join us for a kickabout. It'll be just like old times.
Impossible. We've got a meeting. Come.
You know what? I'll change my mind. He's got a spare pair of boots.
Yeah, I got a pair. What size are you?
I'm a size 10. Come on, bro.
It's on.
Did you have to put Fletcher in the reserves?
You told me to deal with him as I saw fit.
Fair enough.
Coming in, boys.
Tell me what you gonna do now. Hands up, hands down. Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. 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 Hands up, hands down. Tell me what you gonna do now. Breathe in, now breathe out. Hands up, hands down. Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Hello? Hi, Sandra. Hang on a minute, I can't quite hear you. What? Get that weasel in my office now. Twice in 2 days. This must be a record even for you.
What now?
I asked for your help, and you used me.
Is this about Danny Rawsthorne?
Oh, don't play the innocent with me. Of course it's about Danny Rawsthorne. Are you planning to ship the whole of my first team into the Spanish League?
Look, I'm only doing what you asked me to do.
Which is what, exactly?
You asked me to make Barcelona go away for Carl Fletcher, which is what I did.
Not at the expense of Danny Rawsthorne. He's one of our most valuable players.
I'm sorry, but you said you wanted to keep Carl Fletcher at any cost, and I took you at your word.
Like how you did, you stitched me up.
So I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. Right?
Looks like you're gonna have to watch out for yourself.
Not sure I can persuade Danny to stay. I spoke to him this morning.
You spoke to him? He knows about this?
Well, we are talking about the boy's future.
The boy's future is at Harchester United, where he has a 4-year contract. Look, just sort it.
It will cost you.
What?
Look, Danny Rawthorne doesn't think you value him. He knows that even Gary Peggs earns more. He'll only stay if you give him what he thinks he's worth.
Sorry to interrupt. Curtis Alexander is here with his agent. I've put them in the boardroom.
I'm on my way. Get back to me with the figures. Ooh. Do you want us to hand those over to laundry?
No, thanks. I'll live.
Great. Well, let's begin then. Now, we've rushed through the paperwork, but I think you'll find everything's in order.
You want him to sign now?
Well, we don't want to miss the UEFA deadline. Besides, Claudia's got champagne on ice.
Has Linton signed?
Well, not yet, but it's just a formality. I mean, once you...
Look, I'm sorry. I'll sign when he does. Come on, man, go get cleaned up.
Excuse me, Terry.
I am suspending him. He's completely out of control.
Don't be too hard on him.
I have tried everything else. Anyway, he told me he has played his last game for us. So, where will he go?
Nowhere. Listen, Monday, let's discuss Linton Alexander. I have to say, you were right, I'm impressed.
And playing together, both brothers make a formidable strike force.
Yeah, I can see that. So, okay, we'll sign him. On a pay-as-you-play basis. Do you think he'll accept that?
I think so.
Good. Then I'll get the paperwork ready for tomorrow afternoon. Then we'll get Claudia to organise a press conference.
Okay.
For England, but Carl Fletcher, the scenario, we have more calls about this than anything else.
Well, you know what it is as well, Rob? It'll be the greedy player wanting to get more money, and the fans are the ones that are going to lose out again.
You've said that all along. I mean, people have said, you know, there'll never be a £100,000
Carl Fletcher's name.
Yeah, poor sod. He's getting a real pasting.
Like Carl saying, OK, that's my talent, why not? Why don't I get the rewards?
Well, the word here is loyalty, Rob, isn't it? You know, the fans have got bucket loads of loyalty. Today's footballers have none.
Simple as that, Adam.
Well, did he spare a thought for us fans when he stuck his transfer request in? We stuck by him through his trial, and now he pays us back with a kick in the teeth.
He's not happy, is he, Adam?
Well, apparently not, no. You can see why he's not, can't you?
Mm-hmm. Number to ring, 0900 9100 200, 0900 9100 200.
Yeah, can you put me through to you on Sky Sports? It's Carl Fletcher of Harchester United.
He scores the winner.
Yeah, that's right, sweetheart.
He's playing brilliantly on the pitch. Yeah. But he's having a nightmare off it. What does the manager do?
Well, I tell you what, Fletcher's a big player. But no player, Rob, how many times on this programme have we said no player is bigger than the football club, right?
Rodney Marsh is having a right
Actually, I'll tell you what, I've got to say, Rodney, we've had Stan Collymore ring the show, we've had Paul Gascoigne ring the show. Would you believe we've got the man himself, Carl Fletcher's on the line. Good evening to you, Carl. I suppose you've been listening to all that, have you?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of nonsense talk tonight. I'm ringing to set the record straight. What you're on about? You should find out the facts before you start slating someone on television. Oi! I saw that.
You can't gong Fletch. You can't gong Fletch, Rodney. Why, Carl? Why do you feel we're being unfair to you?
Let me tell you something. When you've been through what I've been through, you soon find out who your friends are.
Are you saying that you don't have any friends at Harchester?
You're damn right. Otherwise Linda Block wouldn't still be there.
I tell you what, look, I want to keep my job here. We can't talk about Linda Block right now. I don't know about you, Fletch, but I take it that your transfer request had nothing to do with football.
Well, it's got a lot to do with football. I'm not getting any younger. I want to win European trophies. I want to play for England. I mean, this might be my only chance of playing in the World Cup.
Surely you can achieve these things by staying with the Dragons, though.
Yeah, but where's the ambition? Where's the quality? If Harchester United was so serious, they wouldn't have a wet-behind-the-ears manager in charge.
Hey, Fletch, what about the fans?
They've always been loyal, but nothing lasts forever.
OK, you're coming on, he's saying you're not happy, you complain about the manager. Where do you want to go?
Barcelona. At least they're interested. If you're listening, Carlos Rezak, come and get me.
What are you doing,
Honestly, Carl Fletcher's coming on here and telling us live on Sky Sports you want to go to Barcelona.
Well, yeah. Well, why not?
He's finally lost the
Barcelona's
plot.
one of the biggest teams in the world. I mean, if he goes there, that'll be sensational.
With all the things that have been going on with the trial and whatnot, can you understand him, though, maybe wanting to make a clean break of it?
Well, I can see it from one point of view, Rob, but I just think he's a prat.
To attract quite a bit of interest for the press conference. Carl Fletcher definitely helped.
Poor Fletch.
Sorry?
Nothing, carry on.
Sky News are taking a live feed along with 2 other news channels, and we've got the national and local papers attending.
Not too early, am I?
No, Jeff, go through.
Oh, yeah?
See you later.
Yeah.
Have you read the papers?
Watched it go out. What a schmuck.
Do you think Fletch knows about Barcelona yet? I hope we're not alienating him for good.
He'd be fine. I know he's salt. Anyway, thought we were here to discuss young Danny Rawthorne.
Have you spoke to him?
First thing this morning.
And?
The good news is he's staying. But the bad news...
How much?
Linda, I've known you a long time, so I'm going to be easy on you. 35 grand a week, basic.
No.
I know what you're offering, Curtis.
Where's Linton?
He's been in training. He won't be long. Would you like to get started, Curtis?
No, I'll wait.
Sorry.
It's okay. You're only a few minutes late. Curtis, would you like to go first?
You know what? Let Lint stand first. Gotta take a leak. You know what they say anyway, bruv. Age 4 beauty.
Linton, then. Yes, sir.
Still can't get through. He switched it off.
Has it occurred to anyone that he had no intention of signing for us in the first place?
Excuse me.
Change of plan.
What's wrong?
Curtis Alexander's pulled out.
But the press are expecting 2 announcements.
Yeah, I know, and they'll get them. Linton's on board, and Jeff Stein's bringing over Danny Rawson. We're going to announce his new deal, OK?
Where's Linton now?
I don't know. Monday said he's gone to get changed and showered. If you'd like to take your seats, please, gentlemen. I want to thank you all for coming at such short notice. But we've got some exciting news we want to share with you and our fans as soon as possible. Without further ado, I want to introduce our new signing, Mr. Linton Alexander. And our renewed signing, Mr. Danny Rawson. Now, there's been a lot of speculation about Danny, but I'm glad to say that he will be staying with us. Okay, both players will answer questions.
Watch me!
But before that, a word from our manager.
You sold me out! You sold me out! Get up! I don't need you! I can do my own deals! I do what I